So we're going to discuss the problem 9A of the chapter 6. Tamarisk began operations on July 1st. It used a perpetual inventory system. During July, the company had the following purchases and sales. July 1st, they bought 14 units at the price of 123. At July 6th, they sold 10 units. July 11, purchased 6 more units at the price of 131. July 14, sold 6 more units. July 21, purchased 8 units at the price of 141. July 27, they sold another 6 units. The A1 part of the exercise asks us to calculate average cost for each unit. First, we need to remember that the perpetual inventory system, the average cost is computed after each purchase. That means that we got a different average cost in July 1st because we purchased 14, another average cost in July 11, and July 21. Here we can see that the average cost will be the ending inventory divided by the amount of unit. In July 1st, we bought 14 units at the price of 123. It gives us ending inventory of 1,722. That means that our average cost is 123. July 6th, the same average cost is computed because we did not purchase inventory. We need to remember that we have to record to track our remaining inventory. The beginning inventory will be the end inventory of the previous date. It means that we start with 4 units, end inventory of 492, what gives us average cost of 123, the same of July 6th. Then it is purchased 6 units at the price of 131 for an end inventory of 86. To compute the average cost, we need to sum the beginning inventory and the purchase inventory and divide by the total of the units that we have on hand. This average cost for July 11 of 127.80. For July 14, because we do not have any purchase, the average cost is the same for July 11. Just one thing, if we compute the inflows and outflows of our inventory, we will see that our end inventory for July 14 will be 511.20. For July 21, we start with the end inventory of the previous date, and we purchase an extra 1,128 of inventory because we bought 8 units at a price of 141. If we divided the total amount of inventory for the total units we have on hand, the average cost will be 136.60 for July 27, because we, again, do not purchase anything in this date. Our average cost is the same of the previous date. Just one thing more important is that as we compute the end inventory, we'll see that the final inventory for July 27 is rounded 820. We use this value in the next part of the exercise. But first, let's just see that for this first part, this is the correct answer. For the part A2, they asked to determine the end inventory under perpetual inventory system using FIFO, moving average, and LIFO. The moving average is basically the end inventory that we got from the previous part of the exercise. It's rounded 820 Basically, what we have to do is computate it to begin inventory, and if it's a purchase inventory, we need to increase this end inventory. If we are selling it, we need to decrease it. And then we got 120. For FIFO, FIFO means first in, first out. So we need to compute the cost first of the things that we bought or purchased first. So in July 6, actually July 1st, we do not have any cost, so our inventory will remain the same, purchased. For July 6, as we just have one range for our units, just one price, and our total price will be the unit cost plus actually multiplied by the amount of units. Our balance will be 492 because we started with 14 units and we sold 10 of it. For July 11, our total inventory will be the remaining of the previous date plus what we purchased. For July 14, we have to compute what we sold. Here is the difference of FIFO. Because we are using FIFO, it means that of the 6 units that we sold, we need to compute first the oldest units price range. It means that if we have 4 units at 123, we'll sell it all, compute the selling of it all, what will give us a 492, and the rest to reach the 6 that we need, we'll compute at the second price. That means that in July 14, our cost of goods sold will be 754. And our end inventory will be 524. Basically, we are computing, we're multiplying the unit cost that we have per each range of price for the amount of units that we have. Another way to see that is we take out the total of the purchase inventory and we will diminish it by the cost of goods sold. It will give us yet our 524 in the inventory for July 14. In July 21, we do not have any units at the price of 123 because it's why we have a 0 here, and we're still having 4 the range price of 131, and we bought an extra 8 units at the price of 141, what gives a total purchase inventory of 1,652. This is our balance, and this is our total units. For July 27, again, we sold 6 units. We need to compute first the units, as we do not have any product or any unit at the price of 103. We pass to the products, the units at the price of 131, and we'll try to compute all that we can at this price range. And because of it, because we just have 4, we sold all this, and the remaining 2 will compute at the price of 141. Gives us a cost of goods sold of 806,000. Again, if we take our purchase inventory of 1,652 minus the cost of goods sold, we will get the end inventory of 846. That is the right answer for the FIFO ending inventory. To compute the LIFO, we need just remember that LIFO means last in, first out. Therefore, in July 14, first, July 6, nothing will change because we just have one price range. But for July 14, we need to change it the way that we're computing because first we need to sell everything that we have in the earliest unit price that is 131. So if we sold 6 units and we have 6 units in this category, we'll compute that we're setting all this. And we won't need to sell any unit of the range price of 123. Same apply the July 27. We need to first compute the cost of goods sold for the earliest product that we have, not the oldest as in FIFO. So again, we'll compute 6 here and 0 at this price. By doing this, we'll get ending inventory of $774. And here we'll see that is the correct answer. For the last part of the exercise, it asks which cost method produced the highest ending inventory valuation. You can see the highest is FIFO with 846 FIFO. So we now get to the end of this discussion.